How did you bypass those AK-47 guards?
So because whenever there is a loss, right, they don't check properly.
Right.
So we are standing, and I was ready to pay also. He was saying that, boss,
First point which you said, you need to know, Windows, NAC,
correct.
Wi-Fi, ATM security. You even bypass the kiosk. Back in the day when I used to do this, my biggest issue was bypassing physical security.
I got 45 ranks.
Hmm.
So luckily I went to Kerala. I did the study. Then same thing happened because of my less mark in plus two. No one is calling me. EY, all those thesis. I was so sad, but at the end, Torrid came.
Hi Deepak, how are you?
Hello, KK. Good morning. I'm good.
Where are you joining today from, Deepak?
I am currently joining from Dubai. I work on like different initiatives, basically kind of red teaming, and the different hardwares. And I do a lot of bypass, for example, DLP bypass, antivirus bypass, so all those things. I don't work on basically any, teams or squads. I work independently. So that is the best part. I work here.
First, tell us what is this red teaming? How is it different from pen testing or regular VAPT work, right? As it is called. So, what is so special about red teaming?
Okay, so in pen test, like normally we have limited scope, right?
Hmm.
And in red teaming, the difference is you have the scope is very big, like, and the exploration is also exposure is also very big. For
Hmm.
example, you have to know everything, like Wi-Fi, physical assessment. You have to know like how router, how a switch works, like server, database, like every single thing. If there is a IP phone, how you can bypass that. If there is a TV also, how you can bypass that. So the exposure, you can do lock picking also, right? So this is the good thing about I feel the difference between red teaming and pen test. In pen test, you have the limited scope. Either you do
Yeah.
black box or gray box, or white box. And another thing is here they will provide you the resources, right? And in red teaming, it is like they'll just to tell you the location. For example, go to Africa and this is the bank. That's all. They'll not give you any, person's name, nothing else. You have to do your own, social engineering, or you have to do like, phishing, or you have to do like, do Google search, all those things. So one of my best experience I had was when I did returning in Africa.
Mhm.
So that was my first time, and I was alone. Normally, what I feel is when electing means there will be three, four peoples. One is expert in malware, right? One is expert in lockpicking. But
Hmm.
I was like, Deepak, there is a red teaming, and that is for 40 days. You go. I was like, okay. Then what I did, I landed there Friday, I think Friday night. Then Saturday, Sunday, the whole day I was searching the whole building, like how to enter, how many security guards are there, where are cameras. So when I see that, I was like, I called to my manager. I said, I cannot go. He said, what happened? Then I was like, man, they were standing with AK-47s, and in each door there are like, four to five security guards. I said no. Then he requested me, please, please, please try this because this is our first project, and if we get successful, then this will be a big win for us. Then with so much nervousness, so much risk, I tried my best. I actually all these things I learned from my past school lives, college lives. Then I was able to successfully did it. I entered to the building, and there were 7 layers of security checks.
Wait,
Seven
wait.
layers.
I'm going to stop you right there. How did you bypass those AK-47 guards?
Normally, what happens? I told the cab driver,
Hmm.
you stand here. Whenever I'll tell you, you go to the door. To the doorstep. So because whenever there is a rush, right, they don't check properly.
Right.
So we are standing, and I was ready to pay also. He was saying that, boss, if you'll stay for 5, 10 minutes, or 30 minutes, you have to pay more. I said no problem, I will pay you. So I was like,
Yes.
like I studied also, right? I go to YouTube's or Google, LinkedIn. I search what is the how they operate basically.
Hmm.
So then as soon as I saw that there are so many rows at the door, then I should
Hmm.
go. So that guy, that cab driver stopped there. Then I enter. Then they were asking like, because everyone looks good and I looks different, right? In Africa, I mean So that is a
Hmm.
big problem also. I mean, there is advantage, there is a disadvantage also. Disadvantage is
Sure.
they will quickly identify you and they will ask you, right? Who are you?
Hmm.
Why you are coming here?
Yeah.
Another advantage is if you are coming from outside, then you must be some great position or manager or like that, right? So I entered. I was like, I was very much confident basically. I passed 6 layers, basically security checks. Then at 7 layer, the reception asked me, okay, tell me where you'll go, all those things. I said I have meeting with your manager, this one. I mean, I gave the name. Then I had meeting in
Hmm.
6th floor or 8th floor. Then he said that okay, give me your passport or all those things. So
Hmm.
in the meantime, there were many people also, right? They were asking, ma'am, can you do? So in the meantime, there was a gate pass also, right? You have to give access card, then you have to enter. So I was
Hmm.
standing there. As soon as I saw that someone is going, I entered. I mean, she was doing something, right?
He
Yeah,
imitated somebody else.
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
Then every floor I go, there is like access card.
Access
Every
control.
yeah. So that was the big problem. But fortunately, I was able to enter, and but I cannot go inside and tell someone to give me some access, right? I was sitting in the I think reception area, and I found there is a phone also, IP phone, and I'm expert in IP phone because I found so many CVS also. So I connected. There was a NAC because when I did the scanning, first of all, it was blocking me. I bypassed the NAC. Then I did the whole scanning. Then I think I
So
found
just again, just to interrupt, you mentioned a technology called NAC, Network Access Control.
exactly.
What does that technology do, and how did you bypass it?
Okay, so basically there are two types of devices, right? One is you can say, for example, Windows or Mac. It
Hmm.
operates like an intelligent. It will understand, okay, this guy connected, right? So
Hmm.
it has antiviruses, DLP, all those things. But in IP phone, that is not intelligent, right? I mean, how you can authenticate or authorize that particular device? So when you whitelist the MAC address, then you know that if any request coming from this guy, then okay, I am good. If there is unknown MAC address or unknown IP, then it's like something malicious or something like that
So
on it.
just to kind of understand this better, the NAC basically looks if this is an authorized device or not. And
Exactly, exactly.
when it's the question of a Windows or a Mac system, it looks for the operating system version. Is it part of the Active
Yes,
Directory?
exactly,
Does it have the right
exactly,
endpoint security? Does it have
exactly,
the right agent, etc.?
exactly, exactly, exactly,
But the IP phone anyway does not have anything on it. It's like a
exactly.
Cisco or a Avaya device.
Yes, 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 yes.
All that the NAC is looking for is this a approved
MAC
MAC
address.
address, which is the
Correct,
physical address of the network card of the IP phone.
correct, correct, correct.
So you basically rebooted or went into the settings of an IP
Yeah,
phone, figured out the
exactly.
MAC, and then
E-
you copied that MAC onto your laptop. Is that
My
what you did?
device. Yes,
Okay.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Then I was able to do the scanning. I found there was a so the interesting point was I got admin access to 10 servers. So if I remember correctly, there was a new CV. I mean,
Hmm.
new CV means before 1 month only, someone discovered that CV. There was a code only, but that code was not working on my system. So I had to manually go and see where is the problem in that code, and I have to change. I have to compile again, and I have to run that. So
What
using
was the
that,
vulnerability in? Do you remember which software it was?
I don't remember the name exactly, but it is like TeamViewer, sharing the screen. For example,
Okay. TeamViewer, right?
yeah, you are as a user, if you face any problem on
Hmm.
your system, the admin can, get a
Take remote access.
remote access to a
Yep.
system, can do troubleshooting. That was the one software they were using, and I was able to exploit that. I got ASCII also, so we did. I mean, mostly I like
So
cracked
these
every.
vulnerabilities, because some of the terms you are using may not be familiar to everyone listening in.
Okay.
They're pretty common terms, but I just thought I'll explain. So you mentioned that it was a remote code RC, remote code execution vulnerability in TeamViewer,
Yes. Yes.
and you had the exploit, which you then, but it was not working, and then you had to re-engineer the exploit to make it work.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Team Viewer is something that gives the user, whoever has the kind of admin access, remote access to the desktops.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I assume that you look for administrative users and try to get remote access to their desktops. Is that what you did?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I got access to their 10 people's basically systems
Hmm.
where I got the admin access also. From there, I did the lateral movement. I got access to different subnets. Then,
mm,
I was able to get their salary details. I got access
mm,
to finance. I got access
mm,
to HRs.
mm,
I got access to their WhatsApp chats also. For example,
mm,
they were using some kind of data transfer, file sharing something. So they were
mm,
literally putting their screenshot of WhatsApp. Okay, this is the username, this is my password.
mm,
And through that, I mean, it was so beautiful, so beautiful. And
mm,
the same building, the ground floor was bank.
mm,
All other seventh floor was banking.
mm,
So I went to ground floor also. Then I was like checking these ATMs, right? ATMs, kiosk machines were there. Then the security guard came. What happened? What you're doing here? I
mm,
said, I am here to open an account. Because, as I said, I am from different country. So he will ask questions. He said, no, this is not the right place. You go to there. I said, okay. So
mm,
I went to there. As soon as he left that place, I came in again because I am like, searching for an entry point, basically, right? I was searching
mm,
again and again. Then again he came. He said that I told you, right, to go there. I said, no, they told me to come here and get a ticket also. Because I was expert, like, observing the surroundings, right? He said,
mm,
okay, let me help you. I said, okay, no problem. Then, as soon as he left again, within that 2 minutes, I was able to bypass that kiosk mode, right?
mm,
I got the settings. I opened a hotspot there. Then I
mm,
was relaxing and sitting in the customer area because there is a hotspot and it is a Wi-Fi, right? I connected. I got root sale of three ATMs and four kiosk machines.
mm,
That was so beautiful. So, I mean, I just loved it. That
mm.
and I was able to. There was a girl also. There was in another branch basically, the same
Oh,
bank but different branch. I went there also, and there was a girl. I was just trying to social engineering plot, and I got username password. I connected to their corp Wi-Fi, and so many things happened. Like it was so beautiful actually. My experience was so good.
what did you do for the rest of the 38 days? Because it seems like you got all of this like in the first 1 or 2
So
days.
yeah, so there was a cyber war game also. If you remember, right?
Mm,
I called to my managers. Then he said that, man, I have never done it. Then, at the end, I called you also. I am going for this. And you
mm,
did the first time. I think there was a media company. You did the first cyber war game. Same thing.
mm,
You guided me, and I did there also for because see, that 30 days. I mean, exploring different things, was taking so much time because I cannot directly go. I have to learn,
yeah,
right, how people act. So that was the time. Then another 10 days, I did the cyber war game. I did ATM hacking also. So all these three includes 40 days. So yeah,
awesome,
because
awesome.
I didn't knew nothing, right? I knew nothing. I was coming to hotel. I was doing my research nighttime and doing the exercise in daytime. That's why it took some time.
Well, I think this is such a beautiful example, Deepak, because it demonstrates the first point which you said. You need to know, Windows, NAC,
Correct.
Wi-Fi, ATM security. You even bypass the kiosk. Those guardrails they put on the kiosk. You can't go onto the base operating system. So you did all of that. Plus, you did social engineering, which I personally find the toughest because, yeah, for me, back in the day when I used to do this, my biggest issue was bypassing physical security. But oftentimes that's actually the easiest part. Physical security bypass turns out to be quite easy, but it is just I just feel very you know overwhelmed when I have to bypass the front desk receptionist and some of our team members like you probably also feel shy, probably also feel hesitant, but they overcome that and then they're able to get in.
Yeah.
So tell me something. How did you land up doing stuff like this? How did you get
Okay.
to become a red teamer? What's your
Okay.
career journey been like?
See, from my journey, in plus two, I got less score because of our financial issue. I mean, I don't want to, tell that, but that was very bad experience, very bad. We have nothing to, I mean, nowhere to stay also. So from there, I got less mark basically. Then I was like, man, I have so much dream. I want to go abroad. I want to travel, like the whole world. Now I'm stuck
Mhm.
here. If I have less mark, I cannot join a big institute. I cannot work on big companies. But I had that dream that I'll do something. I mean seriously. Then I went to Google. I searched on Google that what is the best college in Odisha,
Mm.
and it showed me Revenue University. That was the top college, and everyone's dream, literally, like if you ask anyone, they will tell you that my dream is to study in this in university, Revenue University.
Mm.
But the cutoff mark was 99%.
Mm.
90%, 98%. I was like, how will go? I was like, every day I was going to the college, I was roaming around, I was asking everyone, you know, like anything I can
Please
go.
tell me you didn't hack your way into that college,
No, no,
Deepak.
no, 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 no. At that time, at that time, I knew nothing about computers, zero knowledge.
Okay. Yeah.
But luckily, there was a new course that is called telecommunication. New course they
Okay.
introduced, and they wanted people to join with less mark also. So I didn't care about anything. I said, I just
Mm.
want to study on this university. I don't care what I'm studying. Then I did the study. Then at the end of the career, everyone was like, okay, I'll go to TCS, I will go to, the Infosys, I will go to all these big companies. And for me, they were like, you have less mark, you cannot, get into our interview panel. And I was
Mm.
so sad, financial was so tough, but still I had dreamed that I'll do something. Then again, I searched on internet that what is the top college in whole India.
Mm.
Then it was showing me IIT. I will say, I'll go to IIT now. When I searched, I think all this IIT, JEE exam, right? It was filled up. Then I said, what is the next? Then it told me IIT, triple IT basically. I
Mm.
said, let's try. Then I found that, there is a exam in Kerala. I studied my best. I got 45 ranks.
Mm.
So, I mean, luckily, I went to Kerala. I did the study. Then same thing happened because of my less mark in plus two. No one is calling me. UI, all those theses. I was so sad, but at the end, Torrid came. At the
Mm.
last, everyone was like, "Man, I want to go there." Then our, sir said that you already got the job in UI and thesis. Why you want to go? Let's give chance to other people, right? Like for example me and few people left there. Then they wanted, out of six people, they wanted only three people, so you can
Mm.
imagine the tough process. There was a three round of interviews. Luckily I got selected because I actually did so much hard work, I studied so much. Then luckily I got the internship. And for at that time, to do internship you have to pay, but Torrid said that we'll pay you 5,000 K. Then
Mm.
I was like, it is good. So finally, first time I moved to Delhi, then I did. So from there only, I knew nothing about, in browser, if you open, if they will tell, can you go to cookies? I was like, where is cookies?
Mm.
I knew nothing actually. Bobsuit, what is Bobsuit? Nmap. I was like, how these guys are, typing all this. I was like, I
Mm.
knew nothing. But I was going to office at 7 o'clock. I was coming 11 night. One
Mm.
day, my manager told me like, Subham, Moisa, they told me, Deepak, do you have life? I said, why? He said, if, I mean, you are coming at 7 o'clock and you are going, you don't have girlfriend, you don't have family. I said, it's not like that, but I love this job. I love learning because,
Mm.
I feel good actually at the end. I was unable to sleep at night also. Like whenever 6 o'clock will be happen. Literally, I was unable to sleep. As soon as 6 o'clock, I will just get dressed. Then I'll go to office. And that 6 month, I did like Android, iOS, web, I mean network, everything. I was like learning
Mm.
new things. Whatever was coming, like Deepak is there. At the end, I become the Android expert in
Mm.
Noida, Delhi, or in I think in Mumbai also Pune. Anyone facing any issue with Android, they were calling me. Okay, call to Deepak, call to Deepak. It was so beautiful. One of our best clients, I can say. I think we put our best and we got the result also. Then I started, exploring new things. For example, POS machine. So one day, my PMO called me and said that Deepak, there is a web application. I said okay. When I go to the client side, I said okay, can you give me the URL or IP? They said that there
Mm.
is no IP. I said okay, but how is it possible that there is no URL, there is no IP, and you are saying that this is a web application? Then I said that okay, let's show me. They show me the POC machines, right? And I was
Mm.
like, man, I know nothing. I called to like PMO. I said, man, I know nothing about POS machines. I said, kar dena, I mean, do it, because I'm at client side, right? I cannot say anything. I said, okay, you do one thing. You share me all the documentations. Then, let me go through and I will start the review. Then they shared me all the documents. I came to hotel. I was like whole night. I was reading, searching, finding out what are the test cases, what are the vulnerabilities, what are the explosion. Daytime, same. I was so like this. I explore like everything. Lock picking. I'm good at lock picking also. Any ATM, there is a new lock coming. Deepak, come. I was like, okay, let's go. So it's so beautiful. So that's why I learned like Wi-Fi. I explore like every single domain basically.
Very cool. Very cool. Clearly, you're having great fun doing what you're doing, Deepak, and you're doing very well at it. So it's feeding your passion, and your passion is feeding your excellence. So that's awesome to hear. So Deepak, tell me about, are you using AI in your red teaming work, and if so, how?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely I am using AI every single day, to be honest.
Mm, mm,
Because here we have a squad, right? Basically, one guy will work on specific web application. So over time, over 5 years, 4 years, he becomes the expert in web application. But for me, I don't work in any projects. It's like
right.
whenever there is a new device, new software, anything new to our bank,
Yeah.
okay, give to Deepak. So I feel that privilege that from the, like VP, like manager level, senior manager level, they come to that, okay, if no one knows how to do, give it to Deepak.
Mm,
So, for example, last time there was a snowball device. Snowball device, AWS snowball device is to transfer all the data from on-prem to cloud. For
mm,
example, you can carry at a time you can carry 300 TB data,
mm.
300 TB. So they were like, Deepak, this is a gift for you. You do whatever you want to do. I was like, okay, I know nothing about this. He said, go study, you are the expert. The best part is, ChatGPT, right? You go, you learn about what is this device doing, how it works, right? Everything, right? Any vulnerabilities are there, any exploitation is there, any test cases are there, checklist is there. So every single, because see, here you cannot work blindly. To management, you have to show that you have the documentation, you have the baseline, you have the checklist, you have the
Mm.
test cases, you have the evil story, everything. So you have to clearly mention all those things to them. So for that, I use ChatGPT.
Do you fear that agents could do what you're doing? Could replace
So
red teamers?
um, of course, like nowadays AI is that much advanced that developers are using to build some softwares, and the pen tester or hackers are using to build new tools, new
Mm.
vulnerable exploits basically. So
Yeah.
of course, I mean, AI is a supportive for me. For example, if I need any help, which I cannot get from somewhere, I can, take help of AI. But I don't think it can replace me because, or to do that much competition with AI, I have to think differently. And I have
Mm.
to, because, it lacks so many things, right? It lacks that creativity. So how AI works is whatever you gives, whatever you tell, it works on that basis. What human have is that creativity. They can
Mm.
think differently. They can act differently. So that is the best thing about human. Of course, I mean it is so advanced, but if you don't, every day if you don't learn, all right, then you will be, like behind basically. So you have to learn, and you have to, you know, go with that competition basically with AI.
Mm.
That's what I
Yeah.
feel.
So basically, just work hard all the time to stay ahead of AI
Correct.
capabilities, but also, as you gave the example, leverage AI as much as you can to improve your work and your output.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's fantastic to hear, Deepak. Now, you also are somebody who very regularly contributes to our Thoughtful Thursdays, do we call
Yes.
them now? It's Friday Fun does. Thoughtful Thursdays, which is
Yes,
a
sir.
internal learning session that we do. I think you're the most prolific contributor to that. So,
Yes, sir.
what generally keeps you motivated to not only do
Um,
what you're doing, but also to keep giving to the community, right?
yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen these. You have a pretty active blog site. We'll put a link to that in
Yes,
the
yes.
description of the YouTube video. So, what drives you? What keeps you motivated? After all these years.
Um, so basically, I came from the zero background. So
Mm,
the first thing is struggle because, now where I am is like, and it's like completely, I could not believe also because I cannot imagine also. Now
mm,
my goal is something different. I was like, I am trying to become a, research basically, offensive researcher or like, and become an AI expert also to break
yep.
things or to make things. So from that point of view, I am like learning. For example, there is a IP phone I got assessment. When I did it, whatever I learned, I want to give this knowledge to everyone. I
Mm,
did the lock picking. I want to give this knowledge to everyone. Whatever new things I'm learning. I want to share my knowledge to every single one. So
Hmm.
most important and most interesting project was Windows Hello for Business. So
Hmm.
there you have to learn like how face recognition bypass, how to do fingerprint bypass, and I found a bypass, MFA bypass in Microsoft also in the same project. So it was like very beautiful. So whatever I learn, I want to give it to everyone. I am doing a DLP bypass, Active
Hmm.
Directory assessment, then IoT assessment. I am doing ATM assessment. So you can just name anything, and I have done that basically. So to be honest, I want to share my knowledge so that new people, newcomers, they can learn something from me, and they can be the best person for our organization basically. So my contribution to this network intelligence is everyone should be like me, keep learning, keep improving yourself. That's why I share the knowledge basically.
Awesome. Deepak, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. You've been with us for quite some time, but we haven't actually interacted to this level. Uh, and that's my fault. But I'm just seriously glad that we got this opportunity to talk and connect. And I'm sure a lot of what you said is going to be so inspirational to new and existing pen testers and red teamers around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I am also, like it was an honor to talk with you because it was my dream also. When I'll get the chance to, talk face to face, and I really appreciate that this platform is very great because I was able to share my journey, right? So that other people, my colleagues, even when people come to me saying that Deepak, my son or my daughter wants to go to cybersecurity, so I said that
Mm.
okay, we have our company, we have our IAS, so you can welcome. So this is really great platform, and I like keep motivating others to join to share their knowledge, and so find a motivation also because for me I find motivation from reading scriptures, right? I read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Srila Prabhupada's books because in this corporate world we get so much stress, right? So much
Mm.
overthinking. So because I have seen people, right? Some people they do suicide, they leave the job without,
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
they get the best salary, best place, but still they're stressful. So when I read this, I get humble. Okay, when someone is angry, I said, okay, let's stay humble, stay grounded, so that others can learn from us, and they will be like they will also help.
Yeah.
So that's what my goal.
Thank you, Deepak.